Hey y'all, you know who it is. It's your girl Liz. And if you haven't been here before, this is my channel, Live, Learn, Liz, where we discuss everything that I have lived and I have learned being a survivor of domestic violence. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and see you in a minute. So, if you're just joining us, I have been really deep into this whole checking out our laws and knowing your laws so you could better protect yourself, because I have heard way too many stories about these victims, dying and being drastically hurt. And then it makes me think about my story and what could have happened. And, you know, I've been on it. Okay, I've been doing my research. So we talked about Oklahoma. Oklahoma's, they're trying to do their thing. So give them time. It's getting there. Uh, and now I want to talk about Kentucky. So this particular video, we not going deep into Kentucky's laws and all that good stuff, but I will let you know Kentucky is number 2 in the nation for the most domestic violence incidents. Oklahoma being number 1. So I do want to highlight this one story that I did come across. It really broke my heart. It really put me in that could have been me mindset. I went through something very similar. So I want to talk about it today. Talina Henderson. Talina Henderson was a school teacher in Lexington, Kentucky. And she did what she was supposed to do. She called the police. She tried to file a emergency protective order, and she also filed for divorce. The emergency protective order was not immediately granted because the judge felt that there was no imminent threat. Because she had only put in her protective order petition that she was verbally and emotionally threatened. And I guess to some that's not an imminent threat, but everybody knows some threats turn into promises. And if somebody gets so angry at you, somebody that's supposed to love you, decides that they're going to threaten you, take it seriously. My experience, take it seriously. But whatever. Her emergency protective order had a court date, but it was pushed back 1 month later. And not even 72 hours later, after her domestic violence emergency protective order was denied, in a plain sense, she was murdered at the hands of her abuser the day before Thanksgiving. She was 47 years old. I want y'all to check out this story, and let me know what you think.
About what led to the shooting death of a Lexington woman the day before Thanksgiving. We know the victim, Talina Henderson, filed for an emergency protection order from her estranged husband that failed to make its way through the system.
Georgia MacArthur spent the day in court and joins us now with the details surrounding this tragic case. Georgia.
Court documents reveal that Talina Henderson wanted help 3 days before she was shot, but a judge denied her order of protection, stating there was no imminent threat.
Mr. Henderson, Stefan Henderson.
A man accused of shooting and killing his wife last week made his first court appearance Monday for murder and other charges.
You're charged with murder involving your wife, convicted felon possession.
Court documents revealed Talina Henderson had tried to get an emergency protective order against her husband, Stefan Henderson.
I'm concerned of many things, but my heart and soul goes out to the families, because those of us that do this work day in and day out are here to try to keep families safe. And it has been a very difficult year when we see the rates of homicide.
An advocate for domestic violence says these tragedies happen all too often. Darlene Thomas says people who file these types of claims should seek more help and develop a safety plan.
The survivor just wants the violence or the abuse to stop, where we really can help start thinking about, well, you know, if you take this step, let's think about, you know, the next 3 after that.
Henderson wrote that her husband had verbally and emotionally threatened her. She also indicated in her statement that she believed he was armed and dangerous. Thomas says there are steps a person has to follow in order for an EPO to be granted.
So it's really complicated. There's organizations like Greenhouse 17 who can help walk you through all your choices.
No emergency protective order was granted. The court records state Judge Tracy Breslin had instead set a hearing for November 30th.
If it didn't quite meet the threshold of imminent danger, then the court set a summons in order for both parties to still have to appear before the court, at which time both parties can have testimony as to what their concerns and fears were.
And Stephen Henderson is in the Fayette County Detention Center. His bond was set at $1 million.
So, since Talina's death, lawmakers in Kentucky have opened their eyes and vowed to make a change. And one of the changes is that now in the state of Kentucky, you can petition for an emergency protective order 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, holidays, weekends, 24/7. You can petition for an order, and whether the protective order is granted or not, there is still a hearing scheduled within 2 weeks. So regardless, you're going to be heard within 2 weeks of filing for the order. That is great. That is a huge step. So kudos to them for that. One thing that bothered me about this story is the fact that the petition was denied because there was no imminent threat. For people who have been through it, it's always an imminent threat. When a victim tries to leave, when a victim involves the police or the courts in their business, there's an imminent threat. Period. They might have only had words. They've only had texts. They've only thought the person was following them. There's always an imminent threat. That is something I wish and I hope and I pray that eventually, soon, verbal abuse and emotional abuse would be taken more as imminent threats, just as much as strangulation and choking and black eyes. Period. One thing that was highlighted in that news story is Greenhouse 17. Greenhouse 17, they help survivors in Kentucky with so much. They have shelters. They have their own 24-hour crisis hotline. They also have a group of lawyers that work pro bono for free. They work for free, okay, to help you get your protective order if you need one. So I am definitely going to post Greenhouse 17's info in the description box. if you need them, reach out to them for real, because they got your back. And I wish more states and more cities, counties had things like Greenhouse 17, because that's really what we need, right? Resources, help. What do we do now? You know, we don't know. We're new at this. So anyways, if you like what you see here, if you like what you heard and you want to get into more, stay tuned. Hit that little notification bell in the box right there, and stay tuned, because we have Kentucky coming up next. We are definitely going to discuss why they are number 2 in the nation for domestic violence cases. It's gonna get real, y'all. You already know. If y'all have any comments, if I got anything wrong, if you like what I did here, no judgment, please post that in the comments. Let me know how I'm doing. Don't forget to hit that like and that subscribe button. I love y'all. See y'all next time, and thank you so much for your support. Bye.